From the top rope to your collection, this collecting the 1, 2, 3 presented by Cardboard Dugout. I'm your host, Moon 3PO, and this is my tag team partner, Bro PO, with the very first episode of 2026. Bro PO, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, doing pretty good. Yeah, it's been a hot minute since we've been here, so um, it's gonna be pretty good to talk about some. We got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff that came out while we were gone, and of course, we got some wrestling talk as always. But yeah, I'm good.
Yes. So if you guys obviously have been following the socials, been following the podcast, you guys know I think it's been about 3 weeks. I think since John Cena's retirement match was the last time we officially sat down, or post John Cena's retirement match here was the last time that we actually sat down in the studio and recorded. Obviously it's the holiday season, or it was the holiday season, which hopefully you guys had a very good Christmas. Hopefully you guys had a very good New Year, and hopefully you guys have a good New Year moving forward. But yeah, obviously it was the holiday season, very very hectic always. While the holidays can be filled with joy, laughter, and love with family and friends, it can also be a very stressful time, very busy time, which I think it was for, I don't want to say stressful for maybe on your end, but craziness all over the round on both ends here. So that's why we're just like, well, I just made the executive decision here. I was like, all right, we'll take a couple of weeks off. We won't worry about it. Obviously, we're still posting content, both you and I. So again, that's why I highly advocate that you guys go follow our other socials at Mood3PO. You can follow BroPO at Dad Collects. Links are all in the description down below. If you're watching on YouTube, down below, Spotify, Apple, links are in the description, so you can kind of keep up with us there. Because we did make the announcement that we'll be taking a couple of weeks off, just so we can kind of get going, get settled, do our business, and then obviously come back strong in the new year. But yeah, during that time, a lot happened. So again, we talked about it on the other social platforms, or at least myself talked about it on the other social platforms. But obviously, we love bringing it to the pod. So that's what this all episode's going to be about. We have a lot more hobby talk than usual. I feel like last year we had like nothing to talk about for the majority of the year. Now we're coming out pretty strong, so we have a lot to talk about that. Obviously, like you mentioned here, we do have a lot of wrestling to cover, even though it kind of feels like we're like in a weird null period. Like there's a lot going on, but not really a lot going on. So we'll kind of talk about that there. And then, of course, give our final thoughts here towards the end of what you guys can expect as the listeners and followers of our content for the year of 2026. But let's get into some hobby talk. Let's talk about it here. Obviously, the biggest set here that is going to be coming to us and will be in our hands. Actually, we'll actually have this product in our hands. We did get our hands on a couple of products here. Is going to be Topps Universe. Topps Universe is slated for an official release date of January 30th. So if you have local hobby stores or retail stores, because we do got blaster boxes in your area, Topps Universe will be hitting your shelves. These boxes, both blasters, retailed for $24.99. After shipping, you're looking at for about like $35, give or take. Hobby boxes, they retailed for $169. So you're looking at about $180, $190 potentially after shipping and taxes. We unfortunately didn't score on the hobby boxes. I personally tried to go for at least one because the box configuration was pretty sweet here, and obviously we'll talk about that a little bit more. But did not score a hobby box. I scored a couple of blasters, and then my wife, Mrs. Mood, being the great wife that she is, scored me a couple of boxes for Christmas. So a little bit of a late Christmas gift coming my way. And I know you scored a blaster box. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct?
Yeah, I did the same thing. I was trying to go for the hobby, and I got pretty far. Like I got to the checkout part until, of course, you have to confirm it. That's when it disappeared from the cart, and then I was only able to score a blaster. And I had thought about going back and getting another one. Because I mean they stayed in stock for like a good couple of weeks, which is I think they just recently sold out, which I think last week.
Yeah.
So I probably should have picked up another one, but it's all right. I think the fact that they're gonna hit the retail stores should be pretty good. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, and it was a complete shock that we're getting blaster boxes for the set because we're
Yeah.
talking about it off air. I was trying to do some research on the overall line itself, that being Universe, and from my knowledge and from my research, didn't see any other line having a Universe type product. So that being like MMA is the most comparable one. Also, when it comes to combat sports, boxing as well, they have the boxing, but they've only done, I believe they only did Chrome, if I'm not mistaken. But like basketball's never done it. Football, they don't have football, but the unlicensed football, they've never done it. Obviously baseball, they've never done it. So I wasn't really able to really didn't know what to expect. And I felt so bad because as I was talking about it, promoting the set on like TikTok and YouTube on the shorts and stuff like that, Instagram, people would ask me because, I think a lot of my followers come from the retail side, or at least they're trying to get into collecting wrestling cards. And they would ask me, like, is there going to be retail boxes for this? Because they came during the time of Topps Chrome. And I was like, in my head, I was like, I don't think we are, because this the way the set is configured. It's a lot of relic bases, and we'll kind of go over that a little bit. A lot of more autograph bases as well. I was like, I don't think we're gonna get blaster boxes. But when we logged into that Topps website and saw blaster boxes for $24.99, we're like, sign me up for that any day of the week. And these blaster boxes, again, they're blaster boxes. So I mean, I know everybody's gonna have their, sayings about retail, but we love retail. We grew up on retail. We still love retail. So anytime that we can get our hands on retail boxes and kind of give you a fun little rip for a smidgen of the price, that is something that we definitely look forward to. So in blaster boxes, you can include, you are expected 2 Galaxy parallels. What those look like, we don't know. Obviously, I'm pretty sure as we get closer and closer to the release date, we'll kind of get a better idea. There are some render photos available on Topps. I'm pretty sure we can kind of pinpoint which one is the Galaxy, but again, no official confirmation has been made of what that looks like right now. And then we are guaranteed 1 numbered card. So, I mean, if you guys, rip open Topps products, you can rip open a Topps Chrome Blaster for $50 and not get anything. So the fact that, you're paying $35 after shipping and getting a numbered card, so that that could be a pretty big number card, whoever that you pull. It is a pretty big checklist. It is 300 base cards. You got to keep that in mind as well. But hey, a number card is a number card. You take that any day of the week. Hobby boxes here. This is why we're such a big fan of this product, because for $169, you're guaranteed 2 autograph and 1 relic. Now these boxes on the secondary, obviously the pre-sale confirmations are selling. We're seeing hobby boxes right now on eBay sell for about 250, and then kind of like you mentioned, their bro peel, we're seeing blaster boxes since they officially sold out. Now we're seeing them sell for about $40. So give or take, that's if you're at a local hobby store, that's basically what you're probably going to be seeing on the market. As far as if you're trying to go pick up a couple of boxes for yourself, or for a couple of rips, depending on what you do. But yeah, before we get into some of the sneak peeks here, configuration, price points, blaster boxes, what is your overall thoughts on this configuration for what we know so far? I think we almost know almost everything except for a checklist. But from what we know so far, 300 base set, we got blasters, we got hobbies, we knew the price points. What are we thinking so far about Topps Universe?
Yeah, man, I'm digging it. I think even like if you want to even like go back to like even when we first like started doing this, when we did strictly just baseball, like we always talked about like kind of like the flagship era of it, like Top Series 1, Top Series 2, and update and all that stuff. This is kind of like the way I feel for it. Like I feel like Universe is probably going to be like WWE and Topps' flagship version of it. That's why it's such an affordable price. When there's blasters for $25 and you get a guaranteed at least 1 numbered card, like you can't really beat that. Um, so yeah, I think this is like a great way for like if you're new to wrestling cards, maybe for say, or um like you want to find like a good starting point, or like you're like you're a big wrestling fan, you just want to start collecting cards, you don't know where to go. I feel like this is probably be the best way to kind of just get into it and kind of go from there. So yeah, I mean I'm all for it. And yeah, I mean, even for the prices, even if like a secondary market, like if it's like 220 at a local store, I mean, you can't really complain about that, considering like you get 2 autos and 1 relic. I mean, we're seeing like what for Cactus Jack, what it was like what almost $300 when it first dropped, and you weren't guaranteed nothing in there. So I mean, like you can't really complain about it. So I'm all for it. Uh Checklist is a little big though, 300.
Yeah, 300. Yeah.
So there's gonna be a lot of filler wrestlers in there. Like I'm talking like maybe I don't even know if they'll maybe like include evolved wrestlers. I don't know if they'll go that deep down, but I mean I don't know if they're gonna go to that point. But I'm assuming you're gonna see some NXT people, probably some people you may not have heard of yet. But I mean it might not necessarily be a bad thing. Go back and look at the Kanagura episode.
I was like,
Telling
hey,
you.
that's not a bad idea.
So that'd probably be like the only rough part is like it is a big checklist. So, but I'm sure it's gonna be fluffed up with like legends too and stuff like that. So, but I mean, all in all, I mean, you can't complain. And I'm digging it. So I can't wait. Honestly, I might have to take the day off of work probably.
Shoot, man,
Whew.
hey, that PTO just hit corporate America, so
Yeah, sir.
that balance there is looking mighty juicy. But yeah, I kind of echo a lot of the same things that you said there. It is a pretty big set, so that is the one thing that you kind of have to be a little bit wary on. So there's that opportunity where your one autograph is potentially someone you may have never heard of. But again, there is the flip side of that is there's the potential opportunity that it's a big superstar, whoever that may be. Obviously, the big thing that I like about the set and what I've been heavily promoting this set, or now I want to say promoting. Tops can do their own promotion, but I think highly advocating for this set is the relics are event used. That's very
Mm.
big for me. I love collecting relics. If back on the baseball side, the sports side, and now for the wrestling side, I love event use stuff. That's why like some of the later end of the panini stuff, it was so kind of hard. While the patches were very sick, very cool, it was hard for me to kind of like gravitate that just to know that they were just a bunch of warehouse t-shirts cut open and put into a patch. Granted, still nice cards. I like them a lot. But there's just something about an extra appeal knowing that that superstar either wore that shirt, was a part of that event, was on that mat, whatever the case may be. There's just something really particular that I like about it um, that is really gravitating me towards the set, and that's why I'm like very excited there for the second. I even think too like there's going to be some very insane patches, and we got some very insane sneak peeks here, courtesy of our friend here Adam Gilman. He posted some tweets here at the time of this recording. So like we had the Braun Breaker, that's event used, the 1-of-1 with the inscription. The inscriptions are back. We had the John Cena, the last time is now inscription. We had that one. Roxanne Perez had a sick one. It's a circle, but the circle has like you can see the prod, obviously the prodigy. That one was sick. Ethan Page probably sold the show here with the best autograph inscription. Leave me alone at the airport. Now you have this cool, this 1-of-1 card, even though the card's numbered out of 199, which is cool. Out of 199 card
I
with
think
the
it's
inscription.
like it's number 2. It's number 2 out of 199.
Two out of
So
199, right? So I mean, hey, 199 card, that's so cool that out of one. Usually we always see like the out of
yeah.
50s, the ones obviously have the inscription. So the fact that we're seeing that have an inscription is a pretty cool one. A promo that Tops put out earlier during the week on Monday was obviously the Roman Reigns one. And with the event you shirt, that one looks sick. I think it was a title marks insert. Yes, title marks insert. You can see like it's still a circle, so not a big patch, but it's a circle. You can see like the red, the black. You kind of see like the little, I don't know what to call it, like tribal triangles. I don't officially don't know what you would call those, but having that on a card is gonna be very sick. And obviously there are some other key sneak peeks here that we got courtesy. I know a big one here that's been known for quite some time here is that the DIY relic here, the dual relic of them. That's the gear that they won, or at least for Johnny Gargano, that's the gear that he won, that they won the SmackDown tag team titles in. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. He talked about that in a vlog. So if you haven't go check that out, go check him out. He does some sneak peeks of that. But yeah, that again is what's really gravitating me towards this setting. I know we talked about when we first got the sneak peek, some of the inserts do look kind of weird. There is that what's it called here? I believe it's called, is it the Galaxy one? Or no, the Together one. The Together one is the
Oh,
weird one
yeah. That's the
with
one with Undertaker and Kane, right?
Undertaker and Kane. That's the
Yeah.
weird one for me. I'm like, that one doesn't really do it for me. Cedric her autos are back. Obviously we talked about that. She was in the Top's finest. So talk about that for a little bit. But yeah, again, I like the appeal of it. I think we kind of could I would assume the one that we're looking at here on the Top's website, that Stone Cold vertical one, that looks maybe like a Galaxy one. I don't know. It's going to be a learning curve for all of us because again, this is the first time that we're seeing this product hit a license for WWE or for Tops in general. So yeah, I think there's always going to be some very fun and some curiosity with this set. But yeah, that's what we have here for Top Shooter. I don't know potentially if I miss anything with that. Um, but yeah, I'm very excited for it. It's a very cool set. I know everybody is going to be excited for this upcoming set that we're going to talk about right now. But yeah, I would highly recommend, do not sleep on Topps Universe. If you get your hand on a box, not saying to go out and spend all your money on box and expect to make your money back, not saying that at all. But if you're looking for a nice little entry point to get into something, maybe to potentially some breaks as well, if you want to collect your favorite superstars. But I don't think breaks will be that crazy in price. It seems like these boxes are going to be highly, available. So, whatever way that you can kind of get your fix, if that's through breaks, if that's through retail boxes, through hobby boxes, I think that's definitely going to be the move here moving forward here and kicking off the new year with this set. The set here that I briefly hinted at, where I think everybody's going to be highly advocating and very, very excited for is going to be Topps Royalty. Topps Royalty, while we do not have an official release date as far as of right now, again, Topps on January 1st, they promoted it as one of one day. They did put out official render photos. We did get a sneak peek from Gunther, I believe on a YouTube video, if I'm not mistaken, or some sort of video. I'm not too sure what it was. But he did post a picture or he posted something there showing the WrestleMania patch fully in a card, which I thought was funny because like in a mad case, it's like, please do not sign the case, take the card
Yeah.
out. Thought that was kind of ironic. But on one of one day, we did get official confirmation that Topps Royalty will be the set that is going to be holding the WrestleMania patches, and same can be said here for the Raw and SmackDown patches. Now, if you guys go back and listen to, it's going to be almost a full year since we've been doing collecting the 1, 2, 3. So when the anniversary comes, we're gonna have a big episode for that. But if you go back and listen to like the very, very first few episodes, that's what kind of carried the podcast for a little bit. That's all we kind of really had. Um, so it's kind of like playing like a Where's Waldo with these WrestleMania patches. So again, it's confirmed. It's going to be in Topps Royalty. We had Cody Rhodes here with his autograph description, fourth main event. That was a sick card. We saw the description or the autograph of EL Sky with the Japanese description. So that was pretty cool. We got Rhea Ripley. And then, of course, the biggest one here that they promoted was John Cena. Now, John Cena's relic was on his towel. He didn't physically wear it, but it was on his towel. But I think this is like the first time that I could think of where like these relics are based like on a very certain event. Like you're gonna know where it's from, obviously. Um, and I talked about it when these patches were coming out. Like, regardless of who it is or who it was, like these are gonna be some very, very insane chases. Like they're one of ones. They can't be replicated. Obviously there could be a Topps Royalty next year and it can kind of be the same patch or same whatever, but like these WrestleMania 41 patches can never be replicated. So if you're again like for John Cena, you want to be tied to his last ever WrestleMania event, this is going to be the card for you. And I'm pretty sure once and if and when this card is pulled, will probably be the highest grossing John Cena sub because again, it's an on-card autograph, John Cena patch that it and yeah, it does not get any better than that. Um, but thoughts on royalty that we've seen so far, because we've also seen some other insane patches of royalty. We saw the Kari Sane one. Bailey had some sneak peeks of it as well. Those cards look kind of funky, like they're like diamond or like teardrop, like water drop designs. It's very funky. It's very weird. But yeah, it looks appealing. It looks nice. But obviously, this set is going to be heavily, heavily carried about the for these patches here. But any thoughts there on royalty? What do you think about the design? What do we think about the patches? What do we think here? What we're looking forward to with Topps royalty?
Yeah, I mean, the patches look sick. I know, like, the ones I had saw a while back was, like, the Kyrie Sane one, like, you can tell, like, it's her gear. Like, you can see, like, the lettering from the gear she wears, and they look pretty thick. Like, the card
Yeah,
look
they're
like, the
yeah,
cardstock
they're
is
thick ass
thick.
cards.
So just me looking at the Kyrie Sane ones, those look pretty sick as well. I know there was also, like, the Finn Balor booklet
Yeah,
ones.
pinball ones.
So that one looks pretty cool. Like, even just looking at it right now, like, it looks like it's his shirt one. I guess I think it's that shirt that he wears that has his name spelled out. Like interesting color choices though. That kind of threw me off a little bit, but I mean, other than that, like they look pretty dope. And then they have like that triple auto of Finn, Dom, and JD. Which I guess JD's signature is still MIA on that picture frame. But yeah, man. I mean, these WrestleMania patches are. I think that's going to be the big, probably selling point for a lot of these. Like, especially if you do like break wise, like what you're going to be chasing is probably going to be the WrestleMania patches. Um, it's gonna be funny to like see like the Liv Morgan one because I know like there was like whole thing where she wore it like the next day on Raw, so it's WrestleMania and Raw
She
Wars.
had that
So
patch and that gear for like 2 months.
yeah,
Granted, I'm not hating on the gear, but she was wearing that
yeah,
gear for like 2 months.
yeah. There's also I don't know if you saw this one. It was from earlier today. There was a Tatum Paxley
Oh yeah, I
image
briefly saw. I
render
just saw that one
that
right now.
that Adam posted here too. So obviously they're still signing this. So I mean, I don't know like time frame wise, like what are we thinking? Maybe like spring, I would probably hope they can get like a pre-order in and then maybe it drop like right before the summer starts, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, somebody had asked me
Hopefully.
that. I was like, I'm thinking we're probably gonna see summer, maybe
Yeah.
potentially, because we still got Exalted too. Like people are forgetting about Exalted. We
Is
don't know.
so what was the one that Bailey was signing on her story with the Lyra inscriptions? Was that Exalted or was this royalty?
I believe
Did
it
you
was
tell?
royalty, but she was so
Okay.
signing Exalted too. Same thing for Finn Balor. Like that picture that Finn posted with all those cards in that one frame.
Yeah.
Like that was all Exalted. So they're like signing both. So yeah,
Oof.
I would hope for kind of like you mentioned there, like a late spring pre-order, and then we see like potentially a summer release. Hopefully, I would hope. Obviously things with tops can have
Oh,
always been.
that's how you see the Exalted. It's that big X that's on the card, right? Okay.
Yeah,
I just had to like zoom in on it. Like, what the hell? I mean, maybe it's like a little quick back to back release. Hopefully, maybe I don't know.
yeah, no, it definitely is a possibility because yeah, it looks like from what we've seen just based on some like again superstar signing because we haven't even seen tops promote this set yet, like as far as of like coming out or what to expect. Obviously they do that when the sets are near release, but yeah, there hasn't really been too much information on Exalted. So that one we obviously they've been signing that one for a hot minute now. Like I remember Nathan Fraser signing for that one like months ago.
Yeah.
Uh
Okay,
so
here's Bailey's. I
it's been a
finally
minute.
found Bailey's. I'm looking for the one where she was doing the one with Lyra. I'm like
I
digging
think
through
I think I
Twitter.
think that one was I think that one was royalty. Let me see if I can go back and watch my TikTok really quick. I know I made a TikTok about it. I don't know if my TikTok will show. Let me see. Did I talk about
I know she posted it on her story, but I don't know if she posted on
Yeah, no,
Twitter.
it has to be Exalted. Just by the way that the base design, it kind of looks like the Lyra one. I mean, not Lyra.
Mm,
I'm sorry, the Tatum Paxley, like the vertical
yeah.
or that vertical. I'm sorry, horizontal, and then like with the relics on the side. Cause I really don't even know what Exalted is gonna be. Like, I don't know if it's an autograph based set, if it's gonna be a relic set. Obviously, they're gonna be very autograph based, but like, is it just autographs? Is it relics in between? Um, but yeah, that one was a fun one there for Lyra there with the idiot. But
That one was funny.
yeah, that that was funny. I always find it funny too in the Tatum Paxi picture how they always put sign here. I always find that funny because I don't know if now they're doing that. I'm pretty sure Topps has always done it, but you always I think Brinley Reese is very
Brinley
common.
Reese. Yeah.
Is very common for signing on the side. I don't understand why.
Every time I see her on, I'm like, did she do that on purpose or did she just like find wherever she wants? Like, I always wondered.
So I always think that's funny here that I guess like now we're seeing those people putting the or not top people, but tops putting like sign like right here. Like this is where you need to sign.
Yeah.
Don't sign mad cases.
I'm
Everything
curious to
else.
know if there is a wrestler who signed a mad case. I need to know.
I'm pretty sure there has to be some sort of wrestler and or athlete that's like legitimately has signed a mad case. I also did see two from Ghost Breakers there. He posted, I think Hacksaw Jim Duggan is also signing cards. Hacksaw's back, baby.
Oh boy.
So we're gonna be
Geez.
getting some ho inscriptions. Yeah, he posted on Instagram. Oh, he's signing stickers. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, he's signing for royalty. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you
I love a good fucking hacksaw
yeah.
auto.
Yeah, it's definitely royalty. He's signing that and a bunch of
uh,
stickers. Yeah, it's a lot of stickers. But
fucking hacksaw.
get a little hacksaw Jim Duggan. Give me a little 2x4 relic. Ooh.
Jeez. My
That'd be
gosh.
that'd
My
be pretty
gosh.
funny there. And then I know one set I failed to write this one down, but as we're mentioning him, I totally forgot about this set too. We also had the John Cena collection that
Oh
dropped in the
yeah, I
middle
forgot about that. Yeah.
of Topps Universe.
Yeah.
That one there was for excuse me, there was retail for $100, which was pretty cheap for what we saw as far as of previews. Obviously, this is going to be a very obviously it's John Cena set, so it's going to be all John Cena cards along with some of his famous rivals. There's a dual autographs of some of his favorite rivalries, but a lot of these relics here are based on the retirement tour. So again, if you're a fan of John Cena, you want to be closer connected to that retirement tour. That's going to be the set for you. These boxes again did sell out pretty quickly. I was pissed off about that because I had a box in my cart and it was just not allowing me to check out. I don't know if there was a glitch or something because I know like even after a couple of minutes or a couple of hours, I think people said they were still able to check out. So yeah, that checkout process absolutely pissed me off. But even these boxes too, granted, they're the pre-sales. I'm pretty sure boxes in hand maybe make changes pricing, but pre-sale prices for these boxes are starting from anywhere from $160 to $200, which I mean, to me, it's still like obviously it's very expensive, and you're not guaranteed. I don't think you're guaranteed like any sort of hit or anything like that. But I mean, $200, the opportunity of pulling some John Cena autos, a John Cena relic, like a headband relic, a tower relic, whatever the case may be, that opportunity for the dual autograph. I know there's a duel of Randy Orton, John Cena, CM Punk. I believe we saw some with John Cena, Triple H. I don't know if there's John Cena and The Rock. For some reason, it's not allowing me to bring up the Topps website. It's not allowing me to bring up the checklist anymore. Actually, let me try to see if I'm able to just quickly find if I just actually type out the name of the set. Give me 1 second here. But yeah, I failed to mention that set because that set came out in the middle of freaking Topps Universe. Like Topps Universe came out on
Yeah.
Monday, and
And I
then
think
I
that was
came
like
out.
Wednesday, right? Like Wednesday or Thursday. That's that same week.
Yeah,
I remember.
yeah. So
Yeah.
okay, finally, let me bring it up here. So in the John Cena set, we got Fame Foes Dual Autos, we got Farewell Tour Autograph Jumbo Relics, we got Farewell Tour Relic, we got John Cena autographs, and then we got base cards. Is he gonna allow me? Okay, yeah, we do have a check. Okay, cool, yeah. So a pretty small set. We got 22 base card set. They are base parallels. All the way highest numbers out of 125. This is actually pretty sick. I didn't know this, so I'm looking at it here. There is a championship gold foil that's numbered out of 17. So that's pretty
Mm.
that's pretty sick. Red foils out of 5, foil fractors out of 1. Your famed foes insert. We got Randy Orton, we got Cody Rhodes, we do got The Rock, CM Punk, JBL, AJ Styles, The Miz, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, and Triple H. We got marquee move inserts, which of course is those marquee moves. So we got shoulder tackles, side slam, you can't see me, 5 knuckle shuffle, and attitude adjustment. Short prints, we got the Doctor of Economics and Hollywood John Cena. So that's pretty sure that's going to be tied to the Firefly
Firefly
Funhouse.
Funhouse.
So
Yeah.
that's even sick. The more I'm reading this here, the more I just want to go fucking buy a box for 100 and something dollars.
How much are they on the market? Secondary market.
Boxes right now, from what I saw, were selling for like 200, like at the
A
most.
double. Yeah.
Yeah, give or take here. Very interesting though. So they're the duel, like I just mentioned here, has Brock Lesnar mentioned, but he doesn't have autographs. So the autographs here that you can expect for the duels, these are going to be probably your bigger chases here are going to be Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, The Rock, CM Punk, JBL, AJ Styles, The Miz, and Kurt Angle. So if you're looking for Brock Lesnar autos, they're not here yet. I don't know if that, obviously I'm pretty sure it's a contracting thing. I don't know what that looks like. Brock is in his world of his own, obviously. Uh, but yeah, also failed to mention there that John Cena said, I know people were asking me on the stream as well, but if I was able to get some, I had a one-off stream this Sunday for you guys to know what I'm talking about. People were asking me about that. I've also got some DMs. Like some people scored boxes are like asking me, like, should I rip it? Should I keep it? I'm
Rip
like,
it.
that's up, that's up to you. If it was me, I'm opening it. But I mean, that's just me. I love to rip open stuff. I don't have the
Rip it.
willpower to keep things sealed. But yeah, that was majority of our hobby talk. Again, don't know if I missed anything, bro. Peel, but I don't know if you have anything on royal. I know we kind of gave our thoughts here quickly on royalty. I don't know if you have anything potentially on Exalted. What do we think about the John Cena set? Anything potentially that we may have missed there?
Nah, I think we pretty much hit everything. I'm just glad that they didn't cancel or reschedule the universe date. I know I already it happened already once, so and we all know what happened with Cactus Jack. So it was good to actually see them stick to their date and hopefully it stays that way with Exalted Royalty and so forth. Because yeah, I mean, to have really one like really base set. I know we got Finest, but Finest is like its own kind of thing. If you really want to me, I mean, Finest is like its own separate thing. Um, and then to get like a specialty off brand of like Cactus Jack, and then of course there was the Bape one, but those I feel like are like specialty releases. They're not really like I don't know. That's just me. So to like go all of 2025 with really just one like key set in Chrome was rough. So yeah, hopefully this is not like that again this year. So and they have a chance to do it with Universe. I mean, and I think the fact that there's retail says that there's going to be a lot out there. Hopefully, because Chrome, it was kind of like once it hit the store, like it was gone that day.
Yeah.
So um, yeah, print, just keep printing. Oh,
Yeah, keep printing, keep those shelves full with WWE products here. I think, yeah, I agree with you 100%. I'm willing to give Tops a leeway for 25. I know they just regained the license. I'm not going to make any excuses for them. I know some people like to do that. I personally will not. They should have, known how to go or how to operate. But I think this year has to be the year for wrestling and wrestling cards in general. I think it's going to be a very big year for the hobby in general, and very big hobby for the small little niche that wrestling cards are. So the fact that we're starting strong with Universe, hopefully they can keep with that momentum. I hope for that last year with Topps Chrome and Topps Chrome Sapphire, but that really didn't keep up too much momentum, speaking particularly on Sapphire. So hopefully with Universe, I think the John Cena set is set to drop in March. Granted, yes, it's a pretty small set, but still it's still something to kind of talk about, rip, or if you're able to get your hands on boxes. So hopefully they can keep the momentum going. And hopefully this universe is available on shelves. So while we're waiting for product, you can, get your fix with Topps Universe, or you want to get your fix on another product if that's particularly with Topps. If you want to go find painting products, you're more than welcome to do that. But again, speaking particularly with Topps. But yeah, that was Hobby Talk. Hopefully, as we get closer to the release date, I know Topps is this loving not giving out checklists these days. So hopefully, as we get closer, we can get an official checklist so we can break that all down here on the podcast, so you guys know what to expect moving forward. If you guys got boxes going your way or are expecting to purchase any boxes. But now let's head into some wrestling talk here. Again, like I mentioned in the beginning of the episode, there's again, we missed about 3 weeks, so a lot of events have happened. We find out like Austin Theory is the mystery man. We got some other
that's right.
shenanigans going. We got some other shenanigans going around there on NXT. Blake Monroe losing the belt on a floozy. Uh,
Yeah,
there's a lot of insane, weird stuff going on. So kind of like I mentioned here, like there's a lot going on, but it's at the same time feel like there really isn't going on, and I feel like it's really like in a null period, which is weird because we're in Royal Rumble season now, and it feels like we're not really there yet.
I know.
Again, it's early.
How has nobody not declared for the Royal Rumble yet? Like, come on, bruh.
And we had John. Granted, it's John Cena, and I get why he did it, but he was declaring his stuff at the freaking Netflix premiere last year. Granted, I get it. It's John Cena. It's a Netflix premiere. You want to do that, but like, yeah, like we're like 3 weeks away from the Royal Rumble. 4 weeks away. It's on January 31st. Which again, like we're already going to be approaching like the middle of January already, which or second week of January, which was freaking insane. But yeah, like it's like I don't know. It always feels weird during this time because like we're transitioning to Royal Rumble WrestleMania season, and I feel like right now we're not in that gear yet. And I feel like we're kind of like that last year. Then we had the heel turn. We're like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. Um, but I feel like right now we're really in that period. I don't know how you feel about it, but that's just the way I feel about it personally. I don't know if it's again like the holiday season, those pre-recorded episodes. Obviously, that could kind of play a little bit of effect into that, but it just still feels like while there's a lot going on and while there should be a lot be going on, there really isn't anything happening. I don't know if you kind of feel the same way that I feel about it, and obviously we'll talk about some other key moments. But yeah, that's just where I'm overall at with the current landscape of the WWE product.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I feel like there's something missing and I just don't know what it is. And I'm just like kind of waiting for them to like kind of just put that that finding missing puzzle piece, or they're trying like waiting for them to cross the T's and dot their I's. Um like the whole Austin Theory thing, like I didn't mind it. I actually quite enjoyed it. And then I can like even when he came out the next week, when he came out with that theme song, new theme
The
song, I was like,
Disney
oh
one,
damn, I was
yeah.
like, it's a banger. SmackDown moved to 3 hours now. I know this past Friday was their first again at 3 hours. And at first I was kind of like, man, here we go again. Because then when it was previously 3 hours, I felt like there was a lot of filler time in it. Um, and a lot of that extra time was also like used for like Raw storylines in a sense. Like there was a lot of
Yeah.
people. Like I remember, like man, I can't remember who would be on Raw, but like I remember like Seth Rollins would like show up on SmackDown, and they're building on his storyline. I'm like, what is he doing on SmackDown? Kind of a thing. Um, so, but I mean, there was some. I mean, I don't know. Was Maxine? Did Maxine win the title before we potted? I can't even remember honestly.
Yeah, she was IC champ.
She was okay. I mean, we had moments like that where like Maxine won, and that was like a feel good moment. Um, I know obviously the spoilers, like the pre tapings, and maybe that does fall into it. But I mean, you can't fault that. Like if you, I mean, the best thing to do is kind of just try to avoid it as best as possible. But like I know, like the big spoiler was like Carmelo winning the U.S. title from Ilya, which even knowing that outcome, like I still sat through the match, which was pretty good, honestly. If you haven't watched it, I'd
That was a
recommend you go
badass
see
match.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so, but I really think it, and honestly, like it started to get like even more like, man, like there's something missing. I don't know what it is. And honestly, happened on this past Monday. Like, I think the whole hype of like they had been hyping up this Raw episode since like earlier December, like when they named Braun the number one contender, like they were like, "Oh, you're gonna fight Punk on January 5th." I'm like, dude, it's like December 1st. Like, what the heck are you talking about January 5th? Like, what are we doing? Um, and I think that's kind of where it even set off. Like, so when we got to the Monday, like I think I even tweeted it out. I'm like, man, like there's a lot of hype surrounding, and they're hyping up this Monday Night Raw. And even if you look at the card, like the card was stacked itself.
Yeah.
And it was the 1 year anniversary of Raw being on Netflix, so they had obviously the world title between Punk and Braun. They had the women's tag teams between Io and Rhea versus the Kabuki Warriors. They had a Maxine Becky 3, I think, if I'm not mistaken, for the
I
IC
think
title. Was that the third match?
I think
Or was that their fourth?
I think the stat that they read off of the commentary was that Maxine's 3-1. Granted, two were
Oh,
DQs,
that's right. That's right.
and then
Okay.
one of
Yeah,
them
there's
was
the
the one
fourth.
that she beat her. Yeah. So I think this is
So
like that was their fifth one.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Becky, I think it's four. Or anyways, we had a fourth or fifth match between Becky and Maxine. Um, and then who else fought on Raw? Who else did they advertise? I think there was the four big advertised matches, I want to say, that they were hyping up. Anyways, there's a lot of hype around it, and it's just something about it, man. It was something just missed. I mean, the opener between like the women's tag team, that was good. Um, I was I can see why they took them off the Kabuki Warriors, because it kind of seems like they're heading towards a feud with Nia and Lash. Like, I guess you can't really have two heel women tag teams go at each other. I guess I don't
Yeah.
know. So I'm pretty sure you can ride, especially now, as you say, we're getting into the WrestleMania season. Like, you can ride um the tag team titles with Rhea and Io. Like, you're not going to get any bad matches with them. Um, but I think it honestly started with like the Becky Maxine match. I think I got all the matches they had. Like, that was probably like,
That
I don't
was
want to
their
say the
worst one.
worst one. Yeah,
No, that was their
it
worst one.
just
I agree.
it looked off, and then they had like that little weird where Maxine did that move where she like bounced. And I was like, oh, what was that? And then like even like the finish was weird. Like the way Becky pinned her, like literally like Maxine's literally just on
Just
her
laying
back,
there.
and she could
Yeah.
easily just like. And when it happened, I was just like, oh, that did not look good.
Yeah.
And it just so from there, um, and then like I didn't have a problem with the main event. I liked it. I honestly thought they were gonna put the belt on Braun. But I'm not mad that they didn't. Like, what I'm saying. So I don't know. I think also too, like the I think I complained about it too. Like the amount of ads that they had on this episode was crazy. I felt like it was more um ad like heavy like this past Raw. Like I feel like it was happening like crazy amount. Like I made a joke about it too because like I had to go to the store and I felt like they had just come back from commercial break. They did their stupid Stranger Things thing, which I'll get into right now. Um and like Braun did his whole entrance, and then I looked over to the wife. I was like, "Look, I bet you they're gonna do another goddamn commercial, even though they just came back." And I'm gonna run to the store real quick, and I bet you I'll be back in time before the match starts. I shit you not. Like Braun's in his ring today, and I was like, "There it is. There's a commercial." And I was like, "These mother," you know. So I was like, "So I ran real quick, came back, and like by the time I got back, like CM Punk was getting into the ring or barely getting into the ring. Like I don't know, man. The ads were like crazy, and I don't know if it had to do with like the whole Stranger Things collab, which made no sense. Like there was, I love Stranger Things. I'm a big fan of the show. Um,
Did it
just
a
for
week late
reference.
in my did it a week late in my opinion.
Yeah, which I thought was weird too. Like I was like, why not do it the week like of the last episode? Like I don't know. I guess maybe because I don't know.
Yeah, like
It was
I get scheduling and configuration, like holiday stuff, but like, I
yeah,
mean, you could have done this a month ago when they first dropped the thing when it came what
yeah,
during Thanksgiving, right? Like you could have done this like in the beginning of
yeah,
December. You could have done it in the
yeah.
beginning of December.
So like to do it like the week after the finale aired,
And
uh, it
off
made no
topic as
sense.
off topic as well. When everybody fucking hates the finale, I'm pretty sure right now everybody's over Stranger Things right now. So,
Yeah,
you're doing it at two bad times. The finale's over and everybody hates the fucking ending. Granted, I like the ending. I don't mind it, but
yeah. I mean, I mean, so for reference, I don't mind the ending. I enjoyed it. I think they did it. I think they closed everybody's chapter. Like, there's a few people you could probably ask a little bit more questions on, uh, but I don't know. That's probably a pod for another day. That's probably for our pop culture pod that we're gonna start next week.
we're gonna start a pop culture from the upside down to Hawkins.
Oh my god. From the planet Naboo to Hawkins, we are, yeah, so like
From
the
planet six
whole
one from Earth 616 to Earth 002.
from your friendly neighborhood to the Hell's Kitchen.
That one's it. That was it.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole Stranger Things collab is just very weird. Um, like there was no like none of the actors were there, which I was like, all right, if you're promoting it, like, should you at least have like at least one actor who's there from the damn show? Um, like even surprisingly, like how gimmicky sometimes the WWE could be. Like I'm surprised there was like no like, oh, we're gonna have this in an upside down match or some bullshit like that. Like there was just like nothing. It is just weird. Um, I think that's what's weird too. 'Cause, like even like when the show started, like they had fireworks, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, when the hell did they ever have opening pyro for Raw? Like I was
Yeah.
like, well, we're in for a good one. And yeah, I don't know. Something just fell flat. And I don't know what it is, but because you're right. Like it's like this, we're in the time where it's like, oh damn, it's Royal Rumble season. Like let's start declaring for the Royal Rumble, but everybody's just declaring that they're gonna go after Cody for some reason. So, um, yeah,
Yeah, to kind of echo like everything that you just mentioned there. We're exactly in the same ballpark. I thought it was a fine episode. It wasn't the best episode. It wasn't the worst episode. I know. I know a lot of people were very hyper fixated on a return. If that was going to be Chris Jericho,
which
and
for reference, if you're wondering like, oh, like, would you have liked it better if Jericho? No, like I
yeah,
think if you
I
even go
agree.
back and like look at past episodes, like when I've talked about Jericho, like would I like a Jericho return? Like, yeah, sure. Like I do like Jericho, but I also think like there's like even when AEW, there's just like certain things that weren't clicking over there. Like when he first had his like when he had the first AEW run and all that stuff, when he did the God, what is it? Le Campeon? Like when he did that whole thing,
La
like I loved it.
Campeon, yeah,
Yeah. But when he started this whole like learning tree stuff, like and he had like Big Bill with them and like all that stuff like that just wasn't like something wasn't adding up. And obviously like he was off TV for I mean, we never saw him again on AEW for a while. Um so I think that was the whole thing too. And like I don't think like that for me that didn't play into the hype. I think like I wasn't just sitting there like, oh man, I can't wait for Chris Jericho to come out because I know that was like a big thing on the internet. People were just
yeah,
like, oh, what is Chris Jericho to come back and do? Like, where is he going to come out? What is this? And like people were talking, yeah, like he was like a for sure going to come back, and I'm just like, so that alone, like if you think you're going to see Jericho come back and then to have the show end, there's no Jericho, people are gonna be like, oh that shit sucks. Like where the hell is
yeah,
Jericho at? So, I mean, we do this all the time. Right? I think this is like and I'm pretty sure it's every wrestling fan, like, that's our number one, like, biggest flaw is that, like, when we put this shit, like, our
in your head,
fantasy booking in our head and then it doesn't happen, like, it just, like, everything goes to shit. Like, I think it was even,
yeah,
like, the Royal Rumble's the worst. I think the Royal Rumble's, like, the worst thing when it comes to this. Like, we think we're getting, like, all these surprise entrances and, like, it never happens, and then, like, I think last year was, like, the perfect example. I don't remember I don't know if it was last year or the year before where, like, Bailey came out number 30 and like people were just like, oh, like, and it was
yeah,
a returning Bailey. Like, mind you, like Bailey had just come back. I think it was Bailey. Um, but yeah, that's just like one of the worst things. So just for reference, like I don't think Jericho re-debut on Raw wouldn't have changed the complexity of the show, but I don't know.
yeah. No, I agree with you 100% on like on everything there that you just said. It was a fine episode. It wasn't a great episode, and I think what really hurts Raw and like what hurts WWE in general is kind of like you mentioned there. They hype up these episodes to be game changing. The WWE's never going to be the same. This, that, and that. They're like, when you say that,
We're
you
going to the
set
upside down.
like you set up these false expectations. I think that's honestly what hurt. Like they hurt themselves. If they would just say this is a normal episode of Monday Night Raw, we're defending the women's tag team champions. We got the returning Liv Morgan going against Lyra Valkyria. Like, if you just promote your show as a normal show, like that's a fine episode of Raw. But when you're saying this is the, I know back in the day they'd be like, "This is a season premiere of Monday Night Raw, this is the premiere of SmackDown," blah blah blah. Like when you do
That's
that,
essentially what it was, yeah.
when you
Or
do
like a
that
couple years ago when they used to what used to be day one, I think that's what it was
day
called.
one, yeah, day one
Yeah.
when we had the should I sit at the booth? Should I sit
Yeah.
at the head of the table, man? Shut the fuck up.
You bald ass fraud.
So like that to me is what really hurts them. Like again, if you just promote it as a normal show, it's a fine Raw. But when you're saying it's a life changing episode of Raw, it's a game changer. The landscape of WWE is never going to be the same. Like that to me is when you really hurt the show because now you set up your false expectation. Because then we go with the mindset of like, okay, there's going to be like a landscaping thing. Like, okay, like what's going to happen? Um, so yeah, again, to echo, like I agree with you 100% everything you said. Chris Jericho not returning for me was not the fault of this episode. Again, when you read headlines about if it's Dave Meltzer or whoever, and you get hyper fixated on that, and that's what you set yourself up for, then you're setting yourself up to be disappointed for sure. But when you're getting told by people within WWE that this is going to be a game changing episode of Raw and it's not game changing, that's where you're kind of hurting yourselves in the foot. And I think that's essentially where this product is essentially at. Because yeah, again, it was a fine episode of Monday Night Raw. It just wasn't. It wasn't what it was hyped up to be in. And they didn't hype up Chris Jericho. They didn't hype up a return. They didn't do that. So if you went in with that mindset of like Chris Jericho is coming back, these set of people are coming back, and they don't come back, you set yourself up for failure for that. So I agree with you 100%. I do want to mention though one key takeaway from this episode of Raw, which kind of lead to what we're going to talk about here in just a few couple of minutes here, was, and you kind of mentioned it with the commercials, Javon Evans signing on Raw during
Oh
commercial.
my
That was
fuck
like,
yeah.
you can't like do that on air. Like, what is wrong with
That's
you?
like
Like,
that's an easy backstage statement, honestly. Like or like let's put it like this. I've said it numerous times. I love the Usos. They're one of my favorite tag teams, but like they spent like 5 to 10 minutes on an entrance saying a bunch of nonsense and fucking yeeting, and then they did. Like you literally could have spent that a contract signing to Javon Evans, and like you can honestly like bring like somebody who's like in that mid card role and just like be like, hey, establish here on this damn roster,
you could have
whatever.
done it with
Like,
them.
like you,
You could have done it
yeah,
with the
like
Americanos. You've been doing that the last 2 weeks.
yeah.
Like, you got to easily done with the Americanos.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a perfect example of the flow of the show was just I don't know. It was very long and I don't know. The whole thing is just like it's aggravating me to the point where it's like, dude, I prefer it to be on the USA network because like even on the USA, at least there's some part where they do picture in picture. Not on Netflix, like they just cut your whole ass out and I gotta see the same goddamn ads over and over again. So it's like it's really annoying to the point where it's like, and then people will be like, "Well, goodbye BPN." I'm like, dude, I don't want to go and spend more money so I can watch another product. Like I'm done. Like they got me scattered everywhere, dog. They got me on fucking ESPN and then Peacock just to watch NXT PLEs, and then now I know they said like the majority of the libraries now is on Netflix and stuff like that. So it's just like, yeah, I just can't. I miss the WWE network, man. I wish they could just somehow just fucking bring it back, but yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Again, I go 100% there. But yeah, that was the big thing. Like when you have Javon Evans signing his contract in between commercial, I watch it with the VPN. I had it on the big screen, then I had it, what I do when Mrs. Moon wants to actually like sit down and watch it with me. I'll have Netflix on the big screen, and then I'll have it on my iPad. I'll have my iPad muted, and then when it goes to the commercials, I'll turn on my iPad and mute the TV so I can watch what's going on in between.
Uh,
That's when I saw Javon Evans thing. I was like, dude, I cannot believe they did this during a commercial break for the US viewers who don't want to buy a VPN or maybe don't even know how to operate a VPN and don't want, like you mentioned, to spend extra amounts of money. But speaking of Javon Evans signing with Monday Night Raw officially, that leads to the other additional NXT calls, which hopefully this is the, kind of like we mentioned, that we're in that no period where we feel like nothing's really happening. Hopefully these NXT calls is what we're looking for here to kind of freshen up the product. We have Jordan Grace here. While it hasn't been officially declared where she's signing, I'm pretty sure she's going to be a SmackDown talent. So we got
I
Jordan
hope
Grace.
so, dude. They
Yeah, I hope so too. We got Jordan Grace officially on SmackDown. I know Ava mentioned it in yesterday's episode of NXT Last Legend, even though she's been called up for quite some time already. She's officially on SmackDown with Nia Jax. And then they obviously go back and forth with Raw and all that. So they'll be on both brands. We then have, again, Javon Evans on Raw. Oba Femi vacated his title last night on
yeah.
NXT, won the title, and then just dropped in the middle of the mat. Am I missing anybody else? It's them four, right?
You forgot Trick Willie and his lemon pepper
Oh
steppers.
yeah. I gotta forget Trick Willie and his
Oh,
lemon pepper steppers. I like, dude, I know I'm forgetting one big one. Like, which one was it? Freaking Trick William and the lemon pepper steppers. Like,
he had me dying due to that promo. Oh god. I'm so what are a lot of these times when a lot of these NXT people come up, it always worries me. Like sometimes like there's few people that will come and like they'll get like they won't get no reaction. It's like I don't know what it is sometimes. I mean, like I hate to say it, but like Julia kind of struggles and kind of is struggling
yeah.
a little bit. But
Which 2X women's champ
that's
or champ?
again, I can go back to I don't even know why they had to take the belt off to her to begin with, but whatever. Um, but yeah, man, like when he came out, like I was so glad that the crowd like got into it with this whoop that trick and stuff like that. But like the reaction he got was really good, and man, that promo he cut had me dying, dude.
Yeah, that
It's gonna
dude is
uh,
yeah,
his
that
lemon
dude's a
pepper
star
steppers.
with the lemon pepper
Yeah,
steppers. That dude, I'm actually wearing my Crash Out trick shirt right now that I got in my mystery bag.
there you go.
But yeah, no, he's gonna be he is an absolute star. I on my live stream on Sunday, I had a couple of Trick William cards that did sell. I kept saying that over and over. Here's Trick William and his lemon pepper steppers. So like, if you got annoyed by that, I definitely do apologize because yeah, I think obviously in the past we kind of talked about it, or like I know we've had our mutual conversation that sometimes a talent stays in NXT too long or can stay in NXT for too long. And I think he's that perfect example of where like if you stay just for even if it's too long or for that right middle of time and you can get over with that crowd and can somehow translate it to the main roster, like that is where that perfect fitting is at. Because I kind of where maybe like I mentioned there, like we're seeing with Julia. Like Julia wasn't in NXT that long. Um, and we kind of seeing the effects of that. I know some people are kind of even making the argument of Stephanie Verkert as well. I don't want to go necessarily that far, but I mean, she wasn't down in NXT either that long either. We saw how Roxanne Perez how well she's transitioned to the main roster. So sometimes being down in NXT for 2-3 plus years, however long that they're down there for, it's not terrible. But yeah, no, Trick Williams, I am a big fan of. I think he's the one to keep an eye out there moving forward. Even his cards too. Like his card market is not really that crazy as far as the pricing. I have a big Trick William card
Yeah,
coming in, and a lot that I purchased, which I won't spoil that too much. But I have a pretty big Trick Williams cards coming in as a part of that lot there, so that's gonna be a pretty fun one there. But yeah, I'm surprised they called up Javon Evans. I think that one's a little bit surprising. I know because he's still so young. He's only 21 years old. So the fact that he's already up there on Raw, like not saying like he's not gonna do well, but like where does he really fit on that roster? Like I don't know where where he's
yeah,
gonna where he's gonna mesh. Not saying I want him to be thrown an automatic to the world heavyweight title. I'm not saying that, but like what's the first feud? Is it the Americanos? Like is it that? Like I think a feud down at NXT with Ricky Saints would have been maybe a little bit better. They kind of built up that for like 2 weeks and that was it. Um, with Femi, on the other hand, I'm really excited for. Going to be curious to see what they do with him. They obviously didn't announce anything. I don't know if it's a SmackDown. Like, do you throw that to Cody? Do you throw him on Raw to have the rumor with Gunther? Like, is that your way to go? So the Oba Femi one's the more intriguing one as well. Again, I think the brighter spot out of all of those is going to be Trick Williams. Again, love Trick Williams. He's going to be very, very exciting. I'm curious to see how Jordan Grace is going to transition because she didn't do much down at NXT. She didn't win the North American title, didn't win the NXT Women's title after having like multiple
multiple.
times
Yeah,
to get that. Her last big feud was Blake Monroe, which there's a rumor now Blake Monroe is going to be called to the main roster. That's why she didn't win the North American title back last night.
I didn't watch NXT was last night. Did Ava just like ban her from like the building and like she
Yeah,
just left for the
essentially.
night?
Yeah,
Was it kind of like
essentially.
you're
She's like,
gone for the night? Okay.
yeah. She
Because
just said you're banished. She said
people
she's
made it seem
banished
like
from
she
the
was like
arena.
okay. All right.
So there's the rumor going around like, well, she's banished from the arena. Where's she gonna go to the main roster?
Hashtag Blake did nothing wrong.
I was like, dude, she's fucking wild on
She
fucking
is,
Twitter.
dude.
She is wild on Twitter with some of the
uh,
shit that she says.
uh,
Um, so obviously the rumor of that, and I think the rumor of it, again, these are all rumors, so take all this with a grain of salt, was that she's not like on a true NXT contract, she's like on a main roster talent
I'm
contract.
sure.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so
I'm sure she's like. I also said the same thing about Jordan Grace. I think a lot of the times when a lot of these people come through, like they're not like in NXT for developmental per se. They're there to like learn the WWE style. That's
yeah.
my thing. And so I think that's the
That's
same
what
thing.
Stephanie Vickers said. Yeah, she literally
Yeah,
said
and I
that.
think
She's like,
that's what's going on with Ricky Saints and like Ethan Page. Like these guys have been obviously they had their wrestling careers before, specifically like Ethan Page. He's been wrestling for God knows how long already. Um, and I feel like he was put there to like learn the WWE style and stuff like that. I mean, look at Ethan Page. Like he's I
dude,
would say like
he's a
he's on a different trajectory, and I feel like I think I saw this on Twitter too. Um, like now NXT's left with a lot of like their main guys because speak for like the men's division is not as strong as the women's when it comes to like NXT. So like now it's really in the hands of like if like Ricky Saints and Ethan Page are going to stay down there for a little bit, like they're going to be the two main guys to like
yeah,
really bring up the other guys that are down there on the roster to like when they eventually get moved to Raw or SmackDown, like they're gonna have to leave it in somebody else's hands. So um yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see who. I really like. I mean, like, can you think of anybody else from like the men's side?
now I'm gonna
That was
ask
the
you.
whole. That was the
Uh,
whole problem with the whole NXT title and like Oba being the champion. They were like, dude, who the hell is gonna like dethrone Oba? And then obviously it came down to Ricky Saints, but then eventually like lost it. So like that was also confusing. Like I don't know why they had to take the belt off him to
Ricky,
begin
yeah, I
with.
don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, there's really nobody down there in NXT that I can think that's gonna be like put into this um like who they're gonna put up like so I
Yeah.
mean there's a lot
Yeah,
of room
no,
for opportunity there.
yeah, I think we saw the exact same tweet. I think that that you're referring to, was that it's kind of crazy to think that the hands of NXT isn't Ethan Page and Ricky Saints. 'Cause essentially, it is.
uh,
Like, there's really nobody down there right now. Like, I can't really.
Tony D, how's your chicken cutlets?
How's your chicken? Tony D. I know Tony D was eyeing the NXT championship. He was like he was in the back of the crowd. So like, is it Tony D'Angelo? I know everybody's really high. He's still very young. I don't think he's well positioned right now to like go for the main title right now. I know everybody's really a big fan of the Shiloh Hill. He's a dude that
That dude, yeah, it looks he's an interesting little guy.
yeah,
I saw
kind of
his
gives me Bray Wyatt vibes a little bit of
he's
Bray.
super
Like when we
creepy
saw
like
that promo when we were at Deadline, he was
uh,
like just like rambling about random shit and he like
uh,
loses his tooth. So like Shiloh Hill's a guy to
last
maybe keep an eye on.
I think the last episode I saw from NXT was the Christmas one. I think was probably the week after before the whole Blake Thea blunder, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, that's the episode where they corrected it. Like I saw anyway, so I saw that Christmas street fight between that Shiloh guy and that I guess the girl who won LFG. They fought what Stacks and Ariana Grace. Like I thought that match was
Yeah,
funny, so it was pretty good. It was a
yeah,
nice
that was a fun one.
Christmas
That was a
street
fun
fight.
one.
Um, but yeah, but I mean, like that guy, yeah, like he literally just he's been like a month into the NXT roster, so
Yeah, he's like literally just came from LFG. So
yeah.
like like I had to look. I'm not saying I had to look it up because there's some guys like I do know here, but like this is the current roster right now that's from the men's side that's on like this is courtesy of SmackDown Hotel. So I
Oh,
mean
what about
technically
I'm assuming Joe Hendry's not on NXT anymore, right? Did he officially move up to Raw or SmackDown?
he's like back and forth, I think.
So I mean,
Yeah, he's like yeah, he's
there's
on
the guy
Smack
right
like
there.
so he's scheduled to wrestle, I think that Damian Lennox guy, I think next week. So like he's kind of back and
Uh,
forth. So like this is again this is courtesy of SmackDown Hotel, so kind of take this information with a grain of salt. but it looks pretty accurate to me. It's like your men's roster, your men's division right now is Andre Chase, Bronco Nima, Bruce Jensen, Chenny Sack Lorenzo, our guy Charlie Dempsey, Chris Island, don't know who the hell that is, Cutler James, Dante Chen, Dion Lennox, Elo LaFleur, I think they just signed him, Ethan Page, Hank Waller, Harlan Williams, Jasper Troy, who's your speed champion. They do have Joe Hendry listed on here,
Yeah.
Josh Briggs, Kyle Dixon. Even though he's with TNA, he's heavily promoted on NXT. Leon Slater, Lexus King, Luca Crucifino, Lucent Prince, Malik Blade, Miles Bourne. I think that's maybe a guy you kind of keep an eye on.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Nico Vance. They obviously still have Obafemi on here as champion, so again, take that with a grain of salt. Oasis Griffin, Ricky Saints, Shakeen Sugar, Sean Spears, Shiloh Hill, Tank Ledger, Tavion Heights, Tony D'Angelo, Tyreek something, Tyson DuPont, and Uriah Connors. So that is your men's division right now. If I was to pull a couple out of here, Tony D is probably one of them. Again, still very young. Shiloh Hill is a guy to keep an eye out there. Ricky Saints, obviously, like we talked about. But other than that, like it's really thin. It's
Yeah, I'm sure
really,
maybe
really
Miles Bourne's probably going to be up there now.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's really, really thin. So if that leads for more people from Evolve to come back up, or not come back up, but to come up, if that leads to some signings, I know the crowd was chanting Zilla yesterday as well during Ricky Saints promo.
Oh yeah,
So
I
is
heard
that
about that.
something that they do? I don't know. But yeah, it's something to keep an eye out here as the men's division goes forward. Because like when you look at the women's side, yeah, that women's side is still very, very exciting. You know, you have Kendall Gray, you have Ariana Grace, you have Tina Paxley.
Well, yeah, there's
Yeah,
also there's rumors too of them calling up JC Jane. So,
yeah, JC
so I'm
Jane,
assuming if
Fatal
JC, so I'm
Influence.
assuming yeah, if JC Jane goes, they're gonna take Fallon Henley and God, what's the other girl's name? I don't know the other. I wanted to say Jasmine
uh
Nix, but she's not there no more.
Laney Reed and
Yeah, there you go,
Fallon
there you go.
Henley.
Yeah, so yeah, I know Fallon Henley, but I couldn't remember the third girl. Probably, I mean, I would assume if JC Jane goes, I mean, I'm assume she'd take the other two girls with her. So I mean, there's two champs right there that you're taking. Well, I get the speed title,
The
so I
speed.
mean, whatever. But yeah, you can easily slide in another top, women that into that spot. So I'm surprised Kalani wasn't like up there for like call-ups too. Like
I know that
Kalani
also
and like
another rumor right now
Toruka and
too is
Zarya.
Lola. I know Lola is another one
That
they were
was a name I
rumoring.
saw. Yeah, I did see that name too. But yeah, I'm surprised
'Cause
like names like Soruka, Zarya, um, who was the other name I just said?
JC
Kalani,
Kalani.
Kalani Jordan. Like I'm surprised like they weren't even like rumored up for like potential calls. It's also so weird. Like I'm used to these calls being after WrestleMania. Like
Yeah.
so like to see them like coming up in January, I'm like, well, okay, this is interesting. But yeah, I'm so used to like the Raw after WrestleMania. Like I always think about like the whole Enzo and Cass debut.
Enzo, yeah, that was a big
Yeah,
one.
yeah, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I know
Those
that
were the days.
yeah, the women's division is still in good hands. Like people are forgetting too. Like we still got Jada Parker. Like Jada Parker hasn't been on TV in a hot minute.
Oh, shit,
So
that's right. Yeah,
you got like Jaden Parker.
Miss
I know
Parker.
some people don't like her. I like Wendy Chu. Wendy Chu's a lot. Wendy Chu's a fine
She's
little
still
talent.
involved.
Yeah, she still like it. Yeah, she's mainly on Evolve. She has a good match with Kendall Gray
Also,
and I quit.
not a fan of her, but there are some people out there who just absolutely love her. But I heard that she was wrestling dark matches on main event. Nikita Lyon.
Oh God.
Yeah.
No, so okay, so I don't like her either. I don't her in-ring talent is not the best,
Her
but there's
backstage promos though are kind of
her backstage, her fucking singing is like
yeah.
it's I don't know if it's just trolling. 'Cause I think she is like an actual singer. I think. I don't know. Somebody has to fact
Oh,
check
I
it.
don't know
I
either.
legit think she has music on Spotify. Someone needs to fact check me on that.
Oh
But
boy.
she did a video with I don't know if you saw, I'll send it to you after we're done recording, but she did a video with Becky Lynch where she starts singing and then Becky Lynch like listen like, oh my god, that was so good. I'm so inspired. I gotta find it for you, dude. That was like the funniest thing that I've ever seen. But I
Uh,
did see people were talking about Nikita Lyons. Shout
yeah,
out to RGL, the Nikita Super Collector.
I was about to
So
say there are some people that collect her and they have a she has a following, but she's just I don't know. I've seen some of her in ring work and it's not the greatest.
yeah,
But some of her backstage promos are pretty funny. Like she does have she's like she reminds me like she's over the top, like kind of like Chelsea in a sense.
Yeah,
which is
I agree.
a little bit like that extra kind of thing. But yeah, it's just
Yeah,
her
the
ring work's kind of wonky. Like she doesn't like I don't know. It's kind of weird.
yeah, the in-ring work, not a fan. It's still time for improvement. She's still very young, but yeah, it's the backstage stuff, the singing promo stuff. Uh,
Yeah.
that is pretty entertaining, which obviously WWE likes. So, yeah, I think the women's division is still in good hands. Obviously, we got our girl Kendall Gray down there, absolutely freaking killing it. Had an excellent match with JC Jane last night. Girl has not had a bad match. Obviously, sets up for Ren Sinclair as well to have some more opportunities in 2026. Which Shawn Michaels has been like talking about Ren Sinclair for like a hot minute now, like saying like she'll have like a break 2026. So yeah, NXT's I guess in a transition period, so it's going to be very exciting. I think it's a good way, if you're into cards or want to get into cards and you like prospecting things like that, potentially this is your way to maybe keep an eye on some of these guys who are in Evolve or NXT, and you kind of want to find your next superstar, find that next Trick Williams, find that next Tiffany Stratton esque. Maybe potentially this is where you can kind of get your toes in a little bit there and see what's going on. Um, but yeah, that's what we've had here for wrestling talk here. Don't think we missed anything there. Again, as far as of that, we'll be back here again officially with our weekly episodes. As things move quite along here. But before I wrap everything up here, Bro P on my end, do you got any good old final thoughts here for the good old listeners of collecting the 1, 2, 3?
Man, no, I don't got much. Again, just gonna promote the good old eBay store. I did have a lot of. I know last time I was here, we talked. I think I was running buy one get one. I think if I'm not mistaken, on the eBay store. Um, I did move through a lot of stuff. So again, just kind of pushed through a lot of like lower end cards, and I got anything ranging from WWE to Star Wars, baseball, stuff like that. Now I'm running buy two get one free. So if you want to come check that out, come on to down to the store. Um, get you some good cards, and yeah, other than that, man, I don't got much.
Yeah, guys, if you guys want to check them out, again, all our links are in the description down below. So I highly recommend you go check that out. Follow us there. My eBay store will be there as well. His eBay store will be down in the description down below. So you guys want to take advantage of that, buy two, get one free, and other additional discounts potentially. Go check them out there on eBay. I've been putting a lot of work into it, so I recognize that. So shout out to you. And I think I saw that picture. I think I reposted it. The picture you posted with all those mailers that you had in your hand. So hey, shout out to you.
Oh yeah, man, that was a
Yeah.
big.
Yeah,
I
and
think
then
I
when
had
you
like
came when
I think I had like 12 orders go out that day. I was like, I don't even. So.
yeah, and then when you came over, you showed me your eBay balance. I'm like, damn, like you're moving some
Oh
stuff
yeah,
there.
I had to switch over to um the weekly payouts. I had daily payouts, so when you're doing daily payouts and you're uh strictly not strictly but like heavily focused on lowering cards, like I used to make jokes to the wife, like I'd get like a deposit for like $1.20. I'd be like, oh, where are we going? Let's go, come on.
I do the same thing with Mrs. Moon. We'll get like a $2
uh,
sale. I'm like, oh, we're so fucking
uh
back.
like I have one to ship out right now and it's like $1.50. So but yeah, I switched to weekly payouts and it's turned out a lot better. So
Yeah.
that's I think when you can really feel it. Or not really feel it, but like you can see like, hey man, that's a grind. It could be a grind to like take pictures every day and stuff like that. But um yeah, man, just gotta grind. Grind
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. It's a grind, but it's never a grind if you enjoy it, which yeah, I agree with you
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, as far as on my end here, again, highly recommend check out the socials. Make sure you are following. I'm gonna have some big announcements probably on Friday at the time you're listening to this. There'll probably be an announcement on Friday. So if you're in our local area, you might want to keep it tuned for that potentially. Um, Again, Whatnot, go check out the Whatnot pages. We had a last Whatnot stream for the Hit Parade. That was really fun. Thank you guys for coming in. If you guys were in there, the Hit Parade box was a success. We are still in talks with them, so time will tell what will happen in the future with that. So don't want to again spoil too much. So again, make sure you are just following the pages. Make sure you are keeping in tune with us. So you know exactly what's going on when it comes to wrestling card content, and or the wrestling card business, the side hustle, selling cards on eBay, collects, whatnot, whatever the case may be. Um, Other final thought here before I officially wrap everything up here. Kit Wilson to the freaking moon. Absolute phenomenal theme song. Phenomenal Titron. Kit Wilson.
Same.
Absolutely freaking phenomenal. He's had the theme song for a while, but it's the freaking Titron that did it
So
for me.
I've heard that he had the theme. I have never heard it. I think because he wrestles on main event, and I don't really
Yeah.
got time for main event. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's had the theme for like 2 months. But yeah, that Titron was absolutely freaking phenomenal. Absolutely gold. He lost
D-
to the
Was it
returning
a
Matt Cardona.
is it a Def Rebel song? Do you know?
Yeah, it is.
Wow, good for them.
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, when Def Rebel decides to cook, man, they cook.
Well,
But
because I know
yeah,
like a lot of the like a lot of the backlash that they get is like they have to like say like the name like right at the beginning of the song. So like this one's like Kid Will, you know what I mean? So like the fact that this one actually like caught on and like to see the TikToks, especially like Cam like embracing it, it's fucking funny as hell.
yeah, it's funny. That's the thing. When Def Rebel wants to cook and make a good banger, they can. He lost to we didn't even mention it, the returning Matt Cardona, which you know,
Oh
whatever.
yeah,
We failed to mention
forgot
that,
about
but
that
yeah,
too.
that
Yeah,
was pretty cool.
yeah.
That was yeah. So if you're a Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona fan,
Woo, woo,
which
woo.
we are to an extent, that was a nice little return here. But yeah, Kit Wilson to the freaking moon, world heavyweight champ by WrestleMania. Book it right now.
Royal
Theme
Rumble
song
winner.
number one on Spotify right now. Book it right now. The song's not even on Spotify. I have to listen on freaking YouTube while I'm working out. So so it's on a freaking loop right now. If it was on Spotify right now, I'm pretty sure next year it's gonna be on my Spotify rap. So keep an eye out there for that because that song is absolutely freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, now I need a collab between or I needed an interaction between Kit Wilson and Blake Monroe. I know.
Dude, for real. Put Blake
Yeah.
Monroe on SmackDown, have them have like a little run in. That would be
Uh,
absolutely glamorous, no pun intended. But yeah, that's gonna be it for our end. Again, make sure you just follow socials, make sure you are staying tuned. Again, we got some big announcements coming our way. So again, make sure you are just following social head advocate. Make sure if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. We're at 885 subscribers. Absolutely freaking
woo!
insane, guys. We're close to 1,000. That is surreal. So again, thank you so much for showing all the love and support. Um, Leave a comment down below. What are you looking forward in 2026 when it comes to wrestling content? Leave us down a comment down below. Again, talk to us over on those social platforms. We love talking and chatting with you guys. So make sure you guys do all that there and all that jazz. But yeah, that's gonna be it for us here. We will see y'all potentially next week with another episode of Collecting the 1, 2, 3. We thank y'all for listening and following, and we will see y'all next week.